Ich hab mein Bruder mit Schüler mit mir. Wir sind zu fünfter Boden, Schmuck 4. Ich bin ein Taxi, ich bring es zu dir. Big Bands und mein Janta. Tiergarten hier Hansa. Big Glass, wenn ich tanz, ja. Sacker Wasser und kein Fanta. Exotic Waves wie Matchbox. Big Gas, mit Slashbox. Fahren nach St. Space Coop. Durch die Gegend, wenn ich Chase move. Homeparty doch mit Ahmad auf. 61 Jahre, scharf aus. Ruf ich an, ich hab was du brauchst. Rauch in Kelly in mein Treppenhaus. Seit 12 oder 13 kriegt's Papier. Ich hab mein Bruder mit Schüler mit mir. Wir sind zu fünfter Bau und Schmuck 4. Ich bin ein Taxi, ich bring es zu dir. Big Bands in mein Janta. Tiergarten hier Hansa. Big Glass, wenn ich tanz, ja. Sacker Wasser und kein Fanta.
God!
Oh shit, here I go again. 2 a.m. you in my car. Wanted to avoid you because of how unhealthy you are. So I hope this is the last time. I probably won't get far. Cause everywhere I go I see you, and I forget how
so artificial, but it's no work of art. And I hope this is the last time, cause I know you never change. I've set up rules for myself, not to fall back in my old ways. Please don't make me want you more. This isn't worth paying for. You want me to come again, but I don't know when and if I can. Cause you're bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. Cause you're bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. Cause you're bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. Cause you're bad for me. Cause you're bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. Cause you're bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. You're so bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. So bad for me.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, due to small issues, we still wait for the lobby being opened. Nevertheless, let me introduce you into our second stint of Lobby 1 in our 6-hour digital endurance series race at Watkins Glen. My name is... I think my name is pretty known. My name is Taylor Flipsy, and I'm gonna bring you through the stints 2 and 3. I'm gonna be racing stint 4 again, and In case, good question. In case anyone wants to join in the commentary box, you can just join the Discord into main voice. And I will commentate with you the race, or you join in and we'll do it together. Nevertheless, I just need to look at something, because I'm missing something out, I think. Is it updated? Is the lobby open now? For some reason it's not, and I don't know where the problem is. I mean, you see I've got Marsma as a friend, so it should be appearing anytime soon. And I just hope it will. In the meantime, I can maybe do something very special. Lobby 1 is open. Nice, there we go. So we can join in there. I just hope it lets me join, because everything else wouldn't be good, but it seems to work. Yes, finally we joined. That's great. Hold on a second, did they register Supra? Yes, they did. Interesting. Yeah, for now, I just hope everything went fine for you in the race and the stints. I also hope that you're enjoying the day, no matter where you are. I'm currently sitting in Berlin, and we have 35 degrees Celsius in the shadows, so not pretty easy as well. Yeah, so the others haven't started as well. JZ Racer, I think you joined Confi, and I think he is streaming Stint to Lobby 2. So you're currently in the YouTube stream, and I'm sitting in the main voice because it would be less confusing, and we're not going to interrupt our streams. Main voice. Apparently there is one driver missing in another lobby, which means that we still have to wait a little bit longer. Race is gonna start with a little delay, but it's not big of a deal because we still can just cut the break that we have later on and start in the other way. And yeah. It seems like that we are starting any second from now on. The second lobby is already starting. But I mean, with a little bit of delay, it's not a kind of an issue, in my opinion, because you can still adapt and just change the brakes a little bit, as well as maybe change maybe some simple things. Nevertheless, the second lobby is now underway, and we will just wait until we can start our race. And in case anything happens, I'll let you update it. Or we just make it more simpler. I'll just give you this screen. So you can basically see what is going on. Hunter already trying to overtake Comrade after turn 1, which is pretty intense. Can we maybe take a little look in there? Yes, we can. Comrade retakes the lead. Charles now trying to attack again EA Gamer. And I'm just wondering, why do we wait to start our race? There's again a lot going on in the background. A lot of preparation, a lot of organizational stuff that has to be done. So, excuse the delay, but it seems to be alright. Okay, we are starting as well. But no, we're driving 90 minutes. And I don't know if this is a kind of mistake, but we had a standing start. We had a standing start in the other race. HM Eagle now leading. I'll just ask a second. Nevertheless, I would say we will start now. After a little bit of confusion. I also see that Confi seems to be using the chat I'm using as well. So do not wonder if you see any messages from the YouTube stream. But I think that's also nice to see. Eagle now on the medium tires, trying to stay ahead of Catty, who takes up the inside and goes in front of Eagle. Mega L maybe trying to pass him as well in the McLaren. Nearly contact, but seems to be clean. X-Pro, winner of the 24-hour Le Mans race in a second split in the Mazda Vision. Now behind Mega L and in front of Eagle, who is defending against old wash machines. Who did seem to lose a position because Vulcan got ahead. When the Porsche is now trying to stay in front of the Mercedes and trying to catch the Corvette in front of him. And next one is Cabajo. Special car on the grid from Roadrunner Racing is the Ford Mustang. Trying to give his best as well. Schroeder behind him in the Honda NSX. Right behind him is Ice Tigers or GTF as well. Nearly getting into the back of Schroeder, but he can't overtake him, so he gets into the slipstream again, pulls out, and now both into this type of chicane are leaving each other space. I thought that is gonna be, or gonna get horribly wrong. But Schroeder stays ahead. This is Sven in the Ford GT. Some sort of NFL livery, I think. And Masma at the back in the RRC Corvette. At the front, Zemetz in the Hyundai Genesis. It's not even a Hyundai, it's just a Genesis X. Leading this race. It's going to be interesting to see which type of strategies the drivers are going to pull out. If it's going to be 2-stop, 3-stop strategies, we will have to see. But for the time being, it seems okay. Zemit's fastest lap, a 44.250, which is a pretty decent time. It seems to be everything seems to be alright. Okay, let's get back to racing and do not do any Auger stuff now. Zemitz is leading. Behind him is Elias Ketty, driving for Lost in Space Racing in the Nissan GTR. Pretty solid for now. I think he's going to push pretty hard. A 144.6. 1.0 is a pretty much of a decent time. Mega L keeping it in the 145s. X Pro right behind him may look for an attack. But it's not going to be enough just for now. Vulcan right behind him. Might want to look for an attack as well. Just wondering, has there been something changed? No, Zemit's still leading. All the washing machines in P6, driving the Mercedes Evo. Have I joined the Ford Mustang, doing a pretty solid job. But everything seems normal to me for now. Let's see what lap time Zemitz will put in now. 144.250, next lap was 144.445, and the next one is 144.386, so he is on a very constant run. Very solid in my opinion. Ketty behind him. And there's a battle for P3. Mega L against Pro, and Mega L keeps the car ahead of Pro. Seems like the McLaren is faster on the straights, but the Mazda Vision is better in the corners. So sooner or later there will be another attack from the Mazda Vision against the McLaren, but he needs to defend the Porsche right behind him as well. Washing machines still in P6. Cabajo, Roadrunner Racing in P7. Hermann Motorsport with the Chevrolet Corvette in P8. Ice Tigers in P9. And Schroeder driving for Team DON in the Honda NSX in P10. Masma right behind him in PE11. Another Corvette and the Ford GT driven by this is Sven in P12. There has been a position change right ahead of us. I think that Eagle had to serve his penalty and Ice Tigers could go past him. Thanks to that. And Zemetz still in the lead, driving very solid and consistent lap times, keeping it in a deep 44s. Good one. Ketty trying to get everything out of his Nissan. Also having a good performance for now. And there is an attack from the Porsche against the Mazda Vision. Both go into the chicane. There's a little bit of contact. And there is a massive switchback from Vulcan. Beautiful maneuver. Beautiful maneuver. That has to be clipped right away because that was beautiful. Maybe could have showed you a replay if I... Wait, hold on. I'm not going to be able to play the replay for now, but I clipped it and you might take a look at it later. But that was a very, very beautiful switchback. In the chicane, very fast corner. Good one. Very, very good. Nevertheless, let us continue. See that I have to charge my controller. Let's do it right away. Yeah, Eddie, I agree. That was a very nice move from Vulcan. That was a very nice move. And now X-Pro, who wanted to attack Mega L, now has to regain the position against Vulcan. But let's wait and see what's gonna happen. Otherwise in the field, Eagle still having a little bit of issues. Also the only car on medium tires in this lobby, I think, has to lift because he understeers into the wall and Schroeder goes past him. Will Eagle be able to retake the position against Schroeder? I don't think so. And Masma goes up the inside. No, leaves the room. It's not going to fulfill his attack. For the time being, Eagle stays ahead of Masma, but Schroeder as well ahead of Eagle. But they need to keep it constantly here. Schroeder serves his penalty, goes back into P11. And Masma now goes for the inside against Eagle. But Eagle keeping the nose ahead of him. And he keeps the position. Masma behind him. Well, it's gonna be interesting what happens between them. Let's quickly go up here. No real changes, so let's go back here. Masma going for the move into turn 1. That was very optimistic, and I don't know if this is a great move. Not because you cannot attack there, but there has been contact, and the one profiting from this could be Schroeder, who now has slipstream. Both of them need to be aware of the corner, and now maybe the Honda will have the chance to go past them. Nah, he's not gonna have the chance because the Honda is lacking of straight line speed. but might try it in the corners. Schroeder grabbing another penalty. Not real great stuff for him. Not great for him. He knows he can be fast around this track. He knows he can go quick, but I think the biggest issue that he has is keeping it consistent, and that's maybe the biggest point he needs to repair on. Oh, both cars with a penalty, and Massman now able to maybe gain some space, and this is Sven overtaking the Honda, going deep into this chicane. Ooh, nice catch through from Eagle. Nice catch. It's pretty hard to guess now what Schroeder's going to do against Sven and Eagle, because he needs to stay in the slipstream, but in the same he needs to get past in the corners, which might be his biggest strength. Okay, let's go to the front, because Ketty and Mega L are battling, same as Vulcan and Pro are battling. Ketty having way more tire wear than Mega L, especially on the front left tire, which can be very deciding, because around this track we have a lot of fast and long right corners, which means that the front left tire will be the one which will have the most tire wear, and if you can't manage it, you might lose a lot of pace. Vulcan still ahead. Ooh, little mistake, I think. And Pro now on the inside again. Maybe lifts a little bit. No, he doesn't. He goes up the inside. Both cars leave each other space, and Pro now is ahead of Vulcan. But we have a very long straight, and I think that Vulcan will retake his position, because he might have the faster car on a straight line. No, he won't. Pro stays ahead for now. Let's see what is going on here. Ketty still in P2. And the rest currently not battling. So I would say we will just stay here. With Mega L. Okay, the first pit stops are in there. Katy and Vulcan both going into the pits, and Pro might attack Mega L on the start-finish straight, and he does. Goes past him, but I'm very interested to see if Mega L retakes position number 2. Now on the outside line might be the worst line through the chicane, and he lets Pro through because he knows the race is still very long. No need to risk it there. Touching a little bit of grass there, but it seems to be fine. Just checking if there's anything interesting as well. Vulcan cutted the line, the pit entry or the pit exit line. So he now has a 3-second penalty he needs to serve, and Katy will get past him. Needs to be cautious. There you see it. Vulcan needs to serve his penalty, Katy goes past. And Pro goes into the pits. Mega L touches the grass going into the last corner, but stays ahead, and Pro is now into the pits. And it's going to be interesting when he comes out. Wash Machines also enters the pits. Now we will just wait. Who will also enter the pits? The Toyota from GT7 will enter the pits. That's the only car. Ice Tigers goes into the pits. And Katy overtakes. This is Sven coming out of the last corner. So he is on a mission again as well. And there is Zemetz currently still leading this race. Has a lot of tire wear on his front left, but will go into the pits now as well. Same goes for Mega L in P2. I think Watkins Glen as a track itself is a very solid racetrack, especially for endurance races, because it's hard to catch anyone. And talking about it, Schroeder leaves the inside open, lets Katy through because he knows that he doesn't need to battle this. Katy has got fresher tires and doesn't need to defend against him. Katy now wanted to overtake Masma, but Masma and Schroeder both go into the pits. Katy nearly went into the backside of him, and that's a very interesting pit entry because it's very hard to manage. And Katy now goes past. He now goes past Eagle. Very interesting to see that Zemetz now drove 14 laps on his tires. So he hasn't got anything else on his front tire, left, so he now has to come into the pits. Otherwise he will be losing time unnecessarily. We'll see. Vulcan on the fresher soft tires. Eagle still on his medium tires. A little bit of contact there because Vulcan was on the outside and Eagle didn't know that he already is on the outside. But Vulcan goes past him. And Eagle now losing Again, a lot of time on these medium tires. And there you go. Zemitz now into the pits. Gonna be interesting to see where he comes out. Is Mega L going to pit as well? No, he isn't. Okay, that's interesting. On this set of tires that that are very, very used already, Mega L stays out, will serve his penalty. Interesting strategy. Okay, you do 2 times medium and 1 times soft. I mean, with a car that has a lot of tire wear, it's pretty hard to go through the softs only, but I think Eagle on the mediums is doing a pretty solid job. But I think he now needs to find his consistency and push everything out of the car he has got in there. Washing machines in the Mercedes right behind him. Might take a look into overtaking. We just want to check where the cars are in front. And there you go, washing machines. Wash machines. Goes into the inside and goes past the Corvette driven by Hermann Motorsport. And takes up P6. Let me just check the field if there's anything else going on. Schroeder and Sven might be interesting to see. Schroeder completely fueled up his tank. Meanwhile, Sven has only got a little bit more than half of it. the NFL livery, or what kind of livery the Ford is running, you could easily place it on the curbs and it wouldn't be seen. That is quite funny. NBA livery, see? That's also an American sport, but the NFL, not the NHL, it's the NBA. So, also a very nice livery that you run. Is it Houston Dynamo, or am I stupid? I don't know, we'll see. Ketty needs to defend against Vulcan. But Kitty for now stays ahead. Just want to see where Mega L is. He has again another penalty. Now has one of 49.3, which is very, very hard because he is losing a lot of time on these tires. And he now goes into the pits. So Zemitz picks up his lead again. That's a very long pit stop for Mega L. It'll be interesting where he comes out. Zemit's current fastest lap is 1:44.081. And Vulcan behind Ketty, still trying to get ahead of him. Because it seems like the WSR Porsche is a little bit faster than the Nissan, even by Ketty. Okay, he stays ahead in his lap, so it seems like that the Nissan has got better traction in the corners. But it seems again that the Porsche might have more top speed. Let's see. Coming out of turn 1, Nissan went better into the corner, but Porsche gained a lot of more speed coming out of it. Now into the straights, it's more space or more distance that you want to have when you're trying to overtake. And that's also a very hard thing that you have on this straight, that if you want to overtake and go through all the corners, your tire wear is much higher than normally, and all of the dirty air you gain through all the corners, it's very, very hard to overtake on this track in my opinion. You need to stay very close, very disciplined, and you cannot have any mistakes. Zemet's 1 second penalty while in front. Now also has the fastest lap of the 1:43.947. What we could do is maybe check on what the other half is doing as well. And as you can see, they are already in lap 20, so they are 2 laps ahead of us. Their fastest lap is a 1:44.004, I think. Driven by RSC Comrade in the Nissan. Charles currently in P6. Has some other cars ahead of him. And pretty interesting, I think.
What are the lap times of this guy in P11? Yeah, let's wait a bit. We are in this battle here, so I don't want to switch. EA gamer now, his tires are already up to temperature, so he should have a lot of thrust. And yeah, not no take yet, but he shows himself on the inside. We'll probably go for an overtake in a few corners. Went a bit wide here. Is this a penalty or was this lag? It seems it was, yeah, it seems it was kind of a lag here, so no penalty for EA gamer.
Just in case you wondered, it wasn't my voice coming out of the stream. I just gave you a little bit of that commentary from Lobby 2 on the other part of our races. And you now both see them. Remember, we could have a look right there what is going on. Bahamut right now behind EA Gamer. Ooh. And maybe interesting for us, we had a disconnect. Hermann Motorsport, Eagle left the lobby. I don't know if it was intentionally or if there was some kind of technical issue. The facts are that they are no longer taking part in this stint and might restart in stint 3. Very, very unfortunate with a little bit less than 60 minutes to go in this stint, so that's very, very hard. Something else might be more interesting. Schroeder in P10 now going for the inside, but staying behind Ice Tigers in the Toyota. Maybe we will see an overtake attempt, but I don't think so because Schroeder is way too far behind. No overtake going here. And there's a battle. Catty against Vulcan. Nissan against the Porsche. Another battle for P2. And Pro in the Mats division right behind of them. Vulcan now on the inside, pulls back, lets Catty through. I mean, I would try to say more, but there is not of that much going on currently. Schroeder made it stick, he overtook Ice Tigers, and now he has to worry about this is Sven in the 4GT behind him. And I think there will be an overtake into the chicane. With the Supra also having a lot of top speed, so the Ford GT driven by Sven will not pass him for now. Otherwise Schroeder ahead of him, ahead of them, pulling away a little bit. And if we go into the front, we see Pro stays out. Ketty and Vulcan both go into the pits. So we can go through the grid a little bit and see what happens there. Gonna be interesting as well to see where Vulcan and Ketty will come out. Ford GT as well has a very, very nice engine sound. Going through the grid, there is no huge change at all. So Ketty came out a little bit ahead of Vulcan. And if you look at the rest, it stayed the same. I would say we'll stay together with Sven for now. And see what they can celebrate in this battle. Sven may be looking for an attack, but he's not having the little bit of extra to go into there and overtake as he would like to. Ice Tigers went into the pits, so there is no overtake here. It'll be interesting to see if Masma will stay ahead of... Well, no, he's not. He's going to the pits now and... and going to refuel and change the tires. Are there any battles? Maybe Vulcan against Kate, maybe Sven against Schroeder, or Caravaggio and this is Sven, who went off the track heavily, and Caravaggio in the Roadrunner Mustang overtakes the Ford GT. So it seems like the Mustang is the better build for it out of them two. X-Pro now into the pits as well. And I think Siemens will also have to pit this or the next lap, but I think he will come in this lap. Yeah, we have no real battles for now on the track, sadly. And there you can see Siemens goes into the pits. As I predicted, he will. Came very close to the pit entry line, but I think that he didn't touch it, so there will be no penalty for him. So for the time being, because we have no real battles for now going on, I would
Not the ideal strategy with
give
the,
you a split screen again,
not the ideal
so
strategy
you can see
with the Lexus.
both. And even hear Confi, what he's saying. Maybe
But I
make him a
guess
little
it
bit
works.
louder as well.
Oh yeah, I see that Flipsy is doing his split screen again. He shows split 1 and split 2. Hi Flipsy. Yeah, I'm looking your stream as well, or at least parts of it. And it seems it doesn't look bad for my team as well. To give you short information about what happened to us. Yeah, we have completely different strategies here. We have EA Gamer on the 4th stop, we have Comrade on the 3 stop, we have Plexus on the 3 stop, Neddy McNasty on a 2 stop, Ken on a 3 stop, ooh, with a little mistake, and Charles comes through. And Charles was on a 2 stop strategy as well, but the problem is that he had the mistake a few laps prior and now had to switch on a 3 stop strategy because he had damage. So yeah, lost a bit of time, and I think a stint win will be pretty difficult. Hunter is on a 3 stop as well. He seems to lose a bit of time against the others. JCR doesn't look as strong in the second stint. Then we have Whips in P8. Whips doesn't seem to be as strong as in stint 1. Then Bahamut in P9 is also on a 3 stop strategy. Schäfer in P10, 3 stop strategy. Then we have P0, also on a 3 stop, and King Roan. Pretty troubled with the car. The Audi, pretty hungry for tires. And yeah, Hope you have a good race as well. Now we are reaching minute 54, so I guess EA Gamer will look for a pit stop in a few moments. Not now, but maybe in the next 1 or 2 laps. Comrade seems to be much faster at the moment. Although EA Gamer pushes. And still doing 44, 45.2, but we have Comrade who has done a 43.8 at this moment. But goes wide here. Has been late on the brakes. And yeah, Plexus gets another second out of it again. Tire wear of that chance is atrocious. And he went a bit wide. Which is also difficult for the next corner. Probably lost bits of time here. Still no penalty though. So he was quite lucky not to get one. Now let's see, do they rev the car out or do they shift earlier? No, they rev it. So EA Gamer has gone into the pits as expected. Yeah, with a 4-stop you need to pit every 18 minutes or so, so it's quite a difficult task here. Refuels again, quite a bit now. He fills up the tank completely, so I guess he goes for the next pit stop and doesn't want to refuel. He wanted to have it done right now. Interesting. So yeah, Natty McNasty now with a dead front tire. Oh, EA Gamer has gone for the medium. That's an interesting strategy. Yeah, let's see if the medium performs as well as the soft. I have the feeling that this was not a good strategy because, yeah, the medium is a slower tire. And it will already be difficult to get it running for 30 minutes. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Interesting strategy, nevertheless. Bahamut P9, best lap is 44.5. Lap times all pretty close in the field. Really have to say, I'm impressed. Now let's look at Schaffer. A 1:46.7, 8/10 off his best lap time, so he's also in the 44 region. Oh no, he's in the 45 region. Still good. P0. Has his indicators on for like the whole race. And still followed by King Roan, who has less available tires and needs to pit quite soon because his rears are dead in 2 or 3 laps. Rather 2 than 3. Even with traction control, which should help with tire wear. Seems it doesn't for him. Comrade still pretty stable apart from this 1:46 lap time where he made a mistake. Ten seconds apart of Plexus, who has a 1-second penalty now. Has been a naughty boy, has probably made a mistake in the chicane and grabbed the second there. Charles still in the 44 lap times region, pretty solid. And seems to be on the same strategy as Comrade, so maybe he can still come back, or at least be very close to Comrade in the end. But again, Ken with a different strategy is also doing a very good job. I like that. Congrats to GTA. That's you have grabbed a very fast driver here. Now Natty McNasty can go into the pits with his dead front tire. We'll be pretty happy to do that. Yeah, I guess you couldn't have found any more American library than this one. Made in the USA. Alright, off we go. Last stint for pretty Natty McNasty. Going down with 50 kph down the main straight is just so slow. King Roan now with another pit stop. Will he go for the medium now, or will he go for the soft? Yeah, it seems to be another soft one. So Comrade goes past the finish line to begin his 36th lap. And he has a half-second penalty. Still in the 44 lap times region, unless he gets a penalty, then it's a 46. Or if he makes a mistake. Goes a bit wide here, but should have been no problem. Yeah, it seems he pushes the car as good as he can. But that damn front left wear. Yeah, 1 second off his best lap time. Plexus will go into the pits this or next lap. I think it's the next one. And I'm pretty sure he needs to pit again. Or he will have to go a very long last stint with yeah. He might need to go 14 lap stint for the last stint. And this will be pretty heavy for him because I think this is the first time where he does 13 laps. And the tire is dead already. Charles has less problems.
So,
His tire looks much better.
I think over in half an hour we had no battles at all, except Zimitz regaining the lead from Mega L. And speaking of Mega L, he now is in a fight with Catty, McLaren against Nissan. Vulcan now in the pits. So this is going to be interesting as well to see where he comes out. I think most of the races or most of the cars are on 3-stop strategies. So they're gonna run 13 laps stints 3 times and 1 2-lap stints. I personally did a 2-stop with 3 17-lap stints, which went pretty okay, I think. I think in general, in my stint, I think Marshall was way faster, but I think I made it over the strategy work, and I was pretty happy, I guess, with fulfilling the strategy. But we need to focus on what we see now, and that's it. Ketty goes up the inside and overtakes Mega L into P3. Also a very solid debut from him. I'm just keeping the view for both splits, because I think this is the most interesting one. You can see both splits. Maybe a little bit more action, because I think that Ketty will now pull away from Mega L. But we will see. We'll stay on it for now and see. I just saw that the second split just went away. Shouldn't be the case. And yeah, as I said, Ketty is pulling away a little bit. And there's another battle. Washing machines against Masma. And Laspa might be the one who goes past, although he has the worst tires and will need to pitch. And that's why he lets washing machines past. Bro now as well goes into the pits. And there's the first lapping of the race. This is when he needs to let Siemens by, as he does now. I think he overshoot the corner a little bit, but Siemens stays on the inside and goes past him. Which went pretty well, I think. Massman Ice Tigers are now in the pits. And this is another battle. Pro was in the pits, came out ahead of Vulcan. And this might be another battle that we have. 4P4. Mega Allen a little bit different strategy, same as Catty. And Siemens stays in front at P1. We are still seeing the same. Vulcan trying to get ahead of Pro, but it seems like they both are on the same pace, and Vulcan just stays in a slipstream to maybe also gain a little bit of time. As far as I heard, we currently have 2 issues. Ooh, another disconnect. Another disconnect. The RRC Mercedes. Ah man, that's unfortunate as well. I just wanted to say that in the other lobby we had a Weltmann Motorsport car that also had a technical failure. And that Hermann Motorsport completely retired the car after having a technical issue 20 minutes into the race. Which is which is a shame, to be honest. It could have been more. It could have continued the race. I mean, even if they have to disconnect now, but you know, not a very solid race for them as well. Just, you know, let's hope that the rest will come through, because the Weltmann Motorsport car had a disconnect. Now we had the Hermann Motorsport car had a disconnect, and we now have another car having a disconnect, a Mercedes Evo from RRC. So yeah, we will wait and see what happens. In the meantime, we saw Semitz pulling amazingly fast laps. Now touching the wall there, not gaining any damage, but just smashing 143.6. Next time was 143.6 again, and now 143.7. So Zenith is flying right now, which might suit him. And Caddy goes into the pits. Mega L takes P2 again. And I think he will finish this race on these tires. Same goes for Pro and for Watkins. So Caddy, the only one. I think he has done 11 laps since, so he is on a 4-stop even. Which is unlucky indeed. Because he had pulled out the maximum out of the car he has. And he did a pretty solid job in my opinion, I think. But you see, Caddy the only one in P5 with a 4-stop. Let's see, Cabajo will enter the pits as well. Schroeder will continue, Massimo will drive into the end, Ice will finish, and this is Sven as well. So Cabajo the only one who needs to go into the pits one more time. And the rest will hopefully finish their stint on the current tires. Cabajo has been into the pits and now is behind Masma. So now we have a battle against OP6 Corvette against Mustang. Another battle we had that is kind of coming into a tradition was Pro against Vulcan, but I think that Pro is now staying ahead in P3 and we'll also finish this race in P3. So now we can stay with Cavallo and see the battle between the Corvette and the Mustang for the last 8 minutes, which means we will have, or we will see 4 or even 5 laps. But I think we're going to see 4 laps from now. Cavallo's doing a solid job, I think. He is catching and might overtake the Corvette. This is a battle of the two power horses on the straight, and Cavallo goes up the inside and makes the move stick. Overtakes the Corvette, who went for a switchback. And there's a contact because Cavallo thought he has more room to get in front of Masma for the next left-hander, which he hadn't. And Masma now completely smashes the car on the inside. So he risked it all. And Cavallo now needs to be aware of the Genesis approaching behind him. Both need to be aware of the car approaching behind them. The Mustang as well, trying to stay in the slipstream and now pulls out to the outside. I think that the Mustang has got more top speed on the straight. Masma now keeps it clean. Lets the Mustang go and maybe has a chance to retake the position. But we will need to see what happens now because Zemet's right behind them. Blue flags are shown. They need to make room for the Genesis. Which they don't. Because they are fighting. Zemet's might be streaming right now, but Masma has a small mistake. Oh wait, was it Zemetz who had a small mistake? I think. Now, I understand that Masma and Cavallo are in a battle, but yeah, Zemetz needs to get past them, as he does now. Always a pleasure, Joey. Always a pleasure. Now Cavallo needs to be smart. If he is smart, he lets Zemetz through before the chicane. Not only because it is a small way to do so, because he's not going to lose a lot of time. Zemetz now is in a slipstream, so he still gains, and he's not going to lose a lot of time to Masma behind him. He is far away, but blue flags are shown. And he won't make space. He stays ahead. Maybe he now goes to the outside and lights Zemetz through on the inside. Maybe he does it in this way. But I think that Zemetz might be fuming due to the blue flags because they are shown for a reason. And now, Cavallo lets Zemetz past. There you go. In the last 3.5 minutes of this second stint of our 6-hour race at Watkins Glen, we can go through the grid. Zemitz approaching his 50th lap. Having a solid performance, fastest lap with a 1:43.607. Mega L, 28 seconds behind him, has a 4GT ahead of him, who also is shown blue flags, now needs to let him past, as he does. Bro in P3, 2.5 seconds behind Mega L. Vulcan, 9 seconds behind him, has no more tire grip left on his front left, so he's gonna lose a lot of lap time. It's gonna be interesting if Catty may catch him into the end. Kawajo now ahead of Masma, who is in P7. Schroeder in P8 and Honda in the 6, having a very solid race, I think. Ice Tigers in P9 in the Toyota, and in the end we have Sven in the 4GT. In the NBA design. And I think it's Houston Dynamo. I hope I'm not mistaken on saying it wrong, but the logo seems very familiar to me. It might be interesting if Catty makes it stick that he overtakes even Vulcan into the last 2 laps. Because from now on, no one will do another lap. I think Catty could make it as well into lap 51, but Cavajo, Masma, Schroeder, Ice Tigers, and Sven will not do another lap. That's basically it. So we could stay with Catty and see if he makes it over the finish line in time, because I think he will. And he catched about 10 seconds. Well, he will catch about 10 seconds in 2 laps, because Vulcan hasn't got anything left on his front left tire. And look how much time Vulcan is losing. Has Vulcan even got enough fuel? Oh dear. I think he miscalculated that one. Yeah, he goes into the pits. He will not do another lap. Petty is the one who overtakes him. He made up 10 seconds in this lap only. And there you go. So Cavajo will be the first one who takes the checkered flag. Vulcan has to do another lap. Also very nice camera view thanks to Gran Turismo. Yeah, Vulcan has to do another lap. And there you see Zemitz approaching the start-finish line. Very solid race. And he wins the Stint for DLL as well. Congratulations to Zemitz. Very solid race. 31 seconds ahead of Mega El Cavajo in P6. With the Ford Mustang, very solid result as well. Masma in P7. Nearly being catched by the Schroeder in P8 and the Honda NSX. And the next one to cross the start-finish line will be Ice Tigers. And after him, Sven will cross the finish line. Before that, Mega L approaches the finish line with 31.994 seconds behind Zemitz. Pro finishes in P3, 33.362 seconds. GT has now come over the line. 51.414. Vulcan is going to be the next one with 1 minute and 14, maybe even 15, let's see. Cavaggio has got 1 minute 47, Masma has got 1 minute 55, Schroeder has got 1 minute 57, Ice Tigers 2 minutes and 13, Sven has got 2 minutes and 17, and Vulcan stays within the 1 minute and 14 in this stint. Yeah, we did it. The second stint is over now. Lump, better said, Gommel Zemets wins the second stint. Congratulations to him. Let us save the replay. Let us take a quick view at the results. As you can see, Zemets set in the fastest lap with a 1:43.607. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I would say that we see us again in less than 15 minutes, I hope. I will leave you here alone with a little bit of music. And meanwhile, the rest is going to be prepared so that we can race in the next stint. Yes, I will leave you here for a moment. Enjoy the music. And see you guys in a minute.
Caught wicked boy.
Hast du den neuen Test?
Seit 12 oder 13 kriegt's Papier. Ich und mein Bruder mit oder mit mir. Wir sind zu fünft, aber ohne Schmuck 4. Ich bin ein Taxi, ich bring es zu dir. Big Bands und mein Janta. Tiergarten hier Hansa. Big Glass, wenn ich tanz, ja. Sacker Wasser und kein Fanta. Exotic Whips wie Matchbox. Big Gas, mir Slashbox. Fahren nach St. Space Coupe. Durch die Gegend, wenn ich Chase Move. Homeparty doch mit Ahmad auf. 61 Jahre, scharf aus. Ruf ich an, ich hab was du brauchst. Rauch in Kelly in mein Treppenhaus. Seit 12 oder 13 kriegt's Papier. Ich und mein Bruder mit oder mit mir. Wir sind zu fünft, aber ohne Schmuck 4. Ich bin ein Taxi, ich bring es zu dir. Big Bands und mein Janta. Tiergarten hier Hansa. Big Glass, wenn ich tanz, ja. Sacker Wasser und kein Fanta.
than it did at the start. It's so artificial, but it's no work of art. And I hope this is the last time, cause I know you never change. I've set up rules for myself, not to fall back in my old ways. Please don't make me want you more. This isn't worth paying for. You want me to come again, but I don't know when and if I can. Cause you're bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. Cause you're bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. Cause you're bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. Cause you're bad for me. Cause you're bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. Cause you're bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. You're so bad for me, bad, bad, bad for me. So bad for me.
Okay, I would say perfect time to start the next stint. We made up a lot of time in the schedule, and as we can see, something happened, or there was a little bit going on that happened. Zemitz still in first. Race is on. Eddie in P2 with the Mazda Vision RX. Dista driving for JCR Racing in the Renault. Right behind him is teammate JZ Racer in the Lamborghini. Zero Kuhaku in the Genesis for Team DON. GT Ike in the BMW M6 for Gran Turismo Alliance. Shishiman in the Mercedes Evo for RRC. Bretta in the Porsche for Lost in Space Racing. Danny for Team DON in the Honda. Tornado back in the Ford GT. R-Player back in a Corvette. And Paul DePrenta back in the Wertmann Motorsports Audi R8 Evo. Let's look a little bit on the field. Dista is able to pull away a little bit. There has been a small accident. GT Ike has touched the wall. I think after Bretta touched him as well. Zero Kuhaku misses the entry into the corner a little bit. Overshoots it. Bretta now behind him. Maybe gains a little bit. No, he doesn't. Stays behind him and waits for the next opportunity to maybe overtake Ku, who wants to overtake JCR Racer in the Lamborghini. And Dista in front in the Renault. Also very interesting to see this car around this track. But it seems to work. The Renault itself, a GT3 car that seems to work on every track. If you can drive it, a very fast car indeed. Zemitz pulling away, Eddie behind him. Dista JZR Racer. Zero Kuhaku, Bretta. Danny with his first penalty and in a battle against R-Player in the Corvette, who now has the inside line, misses out to turn in. The Audi right behind him in the slipstream, and even the Mercedes. Danny loses 3 positions. Has got a penalty, which is very unfortunate for him, but let's stick at the 3 group right here. If Danny is smart, he brakes way early, because we know that this is not going to end well. Which actually does. Our player stays in front, Paul DePrenta in the Audi right behind him, and Shishiman in the Mercedes behind him as well. Very close fighting from all of 3. Now Paul overshoots the entry into the corner a little bit, but manages to keep the car straight. Let's see, nothing interesting here. Paul DePrenta, and now maybe Shishiman having the switchback, but Paul has got the slipstream from the Corvette right ahead of him, but the Mercedes seems to be fast on the straights. And he leaves the gap for Paul DePrenta. Our player has now the inside line because Paul wanted to go for the outside, which he did not stick. Shishiman now maybe gaining a little bit. There's a lot of pushing between the cars, which is allowed as long as you keep it fair. And Danny, this might be another penalty for the young star in the Honda NSX, but no, he gets the penalty. Half a second for overshooting the second last corner on the outside. But this battle continues. Ooh, there has been a big punch from our player, and he wants to get his elbows out in the our player way. Shishiman right behind Paul now gains the slipstream of the Corvette, but both of the cars are freaking fast on the straight. And now again, 3 cars into the chicane. Shishiman going for the outside, stays ahead, and Paul pushes our player through the chicane, now overshoots it itself. Our player gains a penalty. Paul DePrenta might get a penalty as well. Shishiman hasn't got damage from hitting Paul's rear. And he still got his penalty. Jesus, what is going on? The Ford GT behind him, the BMW as well. This is complete carnage. Paul the Printer manages to get ahead of all of them. Now Danny will serve his penalty, our player will serve his penalty, which means that Shishiman, Tornado and Ike will pass both of them. They have to be careful because they didn't make space in anyway. Holy moly, what is going on? Now GT Ike overshoots the braking point, hits Tornado in the Ford GT. No damage, GT Ike is still driving with damage. Paul the Printer can pull away, Shishiman as well. And GT Ike now stays in front. This might be a penalty for Tornado for overshooting the second last corner. Our player in the Corvette right behind him, and Danny for Team DON in the Honda NSX again. Let's see, no penalty for Tornado, which is good. Fastest lap currently held by Zemetz, again with a 1:44.023. And Tornado now in the slipstream of the BMW. Might have an attack, but we go up to Shishiman fighting against the Audi from Weltmann Motorsports. Now has the outside line pole, shoots into the inside line. Does not overshoot the corner, and Tornado makes the move against the GT Ike. Stick goes ahead and pulls away and might gain through the battle that he has ahead between Shishiman and Paul the Printer. Let's see. There's another battle going on here. Zemetz is pulling away. Again, very solid lap times. Shishiman tries to go for the outside line again, but isn't able to get past. Behind them, GT Ike, our player, Tornado and Danny. They formed a group of 4. Let's see what the rest does. Zemetz stays ahead, Dista behind him is closing in on Eddie. Haku closing in on the Lamborghini. And Bretta, he's losing a little bit. He is losing a little bit. But it seems like he has got the faster lap time, so he might gain again. Relim Yosef, thank you for the follow, welcome to the stream. And I just realized that I gave you the wrong screen for the whole time. Like, guys, couldn't you say that there's something wrong? At least you could do this. Hi, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy this race so far. Let me see, Zemetz stays ahead, very fast and consistent lap times driven by the Genesis driver. Eddie in P2, Dista in P3, JZ Racer in P4, Zero Kuhaku in P5, Bretta in P6, Older Printer in P7, who now gets away, Shishiman in P8, Tornado in P9, GT Ike managing to stay right behind him, although he has got damage in his BMW. Our player in the Corvette in P11, and Danny with a time penalty in P12. Is there anything going on? Also, I would say we will stick with GT Ike and Tornado for a second. And just wait and see what happens between them. Seems like the BMW gains in the slipstream of the Ford GT. But closing in is the one thing, overtaking is the other. And GT Ike can't overtake. Now GT needs to be careful because right behind him there is another car approaching, which is a Ford Mustang. Not a Ford Mustang, it's a Chevrolet Corvette. Driven by our player, and right behind him is also Danny in the Honda NSX. But he won't overtake because he has a half a second penalty, and our player seems to struggle in his car. Tornado had a penalty, GT overtakes him. And the question is our player able to overtake Tornado? Goes for the inside, very late and unfair maneuver. Didn't know where to go, to be precise, but overtakes him. And now the Corvette leads the group of 3. Danny in P12 might be biting his nails out of his fingers because he might be faster. I don't know if he really is, but the real problem he has is that he can't overtake on the straights because the Honda is lacking straight line speed. And if the cars in front of him have slipstream as well, there is nowhere any chance that he can overtake, as long as he's not going to do it in the corners. Tornado now shooting out of the first turn. Tornado right behind our player. Is it going to be enough? Tornado goes for the inside very late, but he moves out. Our player stays in P10, which is maybe a smart move by Tornado because he knows that to battle in this corner might be a very tragic thing to do. So they will continue their race and we will wait and see what happens. Let's go maybe up the grid a little bit. Kuhaku and the Lamborghini from JZ Racer are fighting against each other. Haku closing in on the Lamborghini. Ooh, Haku now goes for the inside. There's a little touch for the Lamborghini, but he manages to keep it clean. Interesting. JC Racer pushes Haku completely to the inside, who now sticks his nose in. Maybe the Lamborghini now has a better exit out of the corner because Q seemed to have a lot of the inside. Which is... Now Q needs to be patient and wait. He now pushes a Lamborghini through the uphill corners. Bretta right behind them, also enjoying the view. Oh, I think that is unfair racing from the Lamborghini. He moved multiple times. There has been a touch for Haku. Is there damage? No, there is not. Haku now coming into the long right-hander. Needs to be careful because right behind him is the Porsche, who now goes up the inside, sticks his nose in. Haku on the outside. Bretta gets past. He gets past the Genesis, late braking into the 180-degree corner, which goes uphill. Is he going? No, he's not going for a move against the Lamborghini. But Kuhaku lost the position and now needs to wait. Is there something going on here? Yes, it is, but we will stay with them for a minute. Yeah, Kuhaku is... He needs to be patient now. He needs to be patient and wait if there happens something between the Porsche and the Lamborghini. Ku had his shot and maybe he is smart and just waits to get past them. Ooh, Bretta. Little mistake coming out of the last corner. This might be the chance for Ku. On the outside. Late braking maneuver. Now goes wide into turn 1, but stays within the track limits, I think. Yes, he does. Now he needs to be cautious. What the hell is going on at this stint? And the Genesis, I think. Ooh, Bretta smashes his car completely into the corner, overshoots it. He wanted to keep the position. And very smart maneuver by Kuhaku. Bretta overshot the corner completely. Gains himself a penalty. Now has a mistake. Crashes into the wall. Ooh, that is a very, very expensive mistake. And wow, what the hell happened here? Beretta gains even more damage. Ike has damage as well, but Shishiman didn't get any damage. So very lucky for the RRC driver that he didn't gain damage through that accident. But I think that Beretta will need to go into the pits for now. Like, wasn't good driving from the Lambo, no. I think that was very unsportsmanlike. Driving and moving multiple times on the straight line, especially when you are driving there with 260 kilometers per hour. But Kuhaku might be closing in. Picked up himself a penalty. But we will wait and see what happens. Oh, while there's nothing going on here, we could go back to All Player and Tornado. And that's the thing that I mentioned. Danny made it past Tornado and All Player and seems to be gaining on GT Ika now, which means that he is pulling away. All Player is cautious. Very close driving from both of them. They need to be careful. They need to be careful because a mistake can be very expensive, as we saw. Shishiman in lap 10 goes into the pits. Early pit stop, I think. So he might be going for a full stop or just went for an early stop to regain it later on. And I see Haku closed in to GZ Racer. Isn't going to shoot into the chicane on the inside. He has to play it cool. Oh, again, contact between both of them. The Lamborghini catches the car, not going into the wall. Very, very lucky indeed. Nice driving skills for catching that. That's, again, an interesting accident. Something for the stewards. Ike very cautious going through there, and nobody of them picked up, neither Kuhaku or JZ Racer picked up damage. But I think that both of them will go into the pits because the tires are done. Same as Paul DePrenta, who is now in P5. Will also get into the pits and change his tires. Meanwhile, Zemitz doing Zemitz things. P1 6 seconds ahead of Eddie in the Mats division. Also very consistent and fast lap times from Eddie. Dista in P3, 3 seconds behind the Madstar in the Renault. And Haku stays out, so he is going for either 12 or even 13 laps, but I think he's going to have the 12 laps done now. Paul Duprenta in the pits. GT stays out as well. Danny is going to have another lap. Our player, will he stay out or go into the pits? He stays out. Ooh, JZ Racer overshoots the pit lane, so he will have a 3-second penalty when he comes out of the pit. But he goes into the pits as well, has damage on the rear. Might be interesting where he picked up that damage. And Bretta now into the last turn. He needs to regain what he lost in the chicane maneuver. And afterwards from the spin he had. JZ Racer goes out on softs and fueled his tank up completely. Oh, and there was a crash between Tornado and our player, I think. Can we have a replay of that? Yes, we can. Yeah, a little push by our player, which ends Tornado in the wall because he couldn't control this car anymore. And now Shishiman trying to get past Tornado. Did he serve his penalty? It looked like he didn't even slow down. Wow. Okay. I think for Shishiman it's important to stay ahead of Tornado because he will enter the pits now. Okay, Kuhaku is in the pits, refueling. GT is still driving. Eddie as well, and Zemet is now gonna lose time because he hasn't got anything left on his front left tire. Very aggressive driving from Zemet. He now needs to manage his tire wear because Eddie is closing in, who has way better tire management. Dista has problems on the rear left. While the others have problems of understeering, he has a problem of oversteering. And to be honest, I don't know which of both will be better for me, personally. But yeah, as I said, Zemet is going to enter the pits now. There is no possibility that he continues his drive. Yeah, Zemet goes into the pits. Eddie stays out, so he will go for a 2-stop strategy, I think. Otherwise, I couldn't imagine anything else, or he will stay out one more lap. This guy goes into the pits. Ike will go into the pits, I think, as well. Danny will go into the pits as well. Kuhaku was in the pits. Shishiman is right behind him. And Kuhaku needs to defend this if he wants to stay in front. Otherwise, Paul Duprenta in P8, Bretta already in P9. Tornado went into the pits and is now in P10. JZ Racer in P11 and our player in P12. Zemet came out 25 seconds behind Eddie. So he lost somewhat about 23 seconds into the pit. And Kuhaku now stays in front of Shishiman. And Shishiman actually goes past Zero Kuhaku. I didn't thought that it's gonna be this early. By the way, do not wonder if there's any keyboard sounds in the background. I'm just doing something very important. In the background, which might be very interesting for you. Interesting to know that the game says that he needs to refuel, because I don't think so. Yeah, Eddie is going for a 2-stop, I think. And is there another battle? Kohaku won't close in. Danny against GT7. I would say we will stay with them for now. Well, Danny is not going to close in. JZ Racer against Tornado. Let's go one place behind. Lamborghini against Ford GT. Lamborghini is closing in a little bit, but he's losing on the straights as well. And JZ Racer makes it stick. I think he went past the Ford GT. It goes past on the inside. Nice maneuver. Hold Apprentice against Kohaku. Might be the next fight we have on the grid. Let me just check. Yeah. Kohaku in a group of 3 with Shishiman and Paul Apprentice. By the way, I just saw that I haven't see in your chat for a minute. But yeah. So we are doing 69 to 51 laps. 52 aren't possible. If someone has to use the toilet or something, it's not good for him, because it would be simpler if you went in or went to the toilet before. Eddie is in the pits. Zemit's fastest lap, 143.807. Had a 143.851 before, so he is on a mission. It's gonna be interesting if he beats his fastest lap time and now sets in a 143.692. I don't think that it's faster in the lap he did. He did before, just do a stint on the toilet. I mean, that would be pretty ideal if you just have a screen on the toilet and you just can sit there and drive at a controller if you do so. This might be good as well. Dista in P2. Now 12.5 seconds behind Zemitz and Renault doing solid lap times, but I think Zemitz is gaining a second each lap. Eddie can't hit either the inside or the pit entry or the pit exit, the splitting line, and gained himself a 3-second penalty, which is very unfortunate, especially in the battle for P1. Shishiman and Kuhaku still battling for P4. Shishiman very fast in the Mercedes Evo with the golden rims. Or you just let it go. Yeah, it could be a possibility as well, but I don't know if it's good. Or you just grab yourself a master gadget, which is called a VC Enter. If you have to do option 2, you just, I don't know, call for... I'm not gonna continue the conversation. Ishiman with a mistake out of the end of sector 2, which might give Kuhaku opportunity to regain P4. Haku in the Genesis goes for the outside line, maybe now for the switchback. Now has the outside line for the next 180-degree corner. But he's not. So Haku needs to wait for the straights. The straights are the main point where the Genesis has got its power. And seems like the Mercedes Evo isn't slow as well. Kuhaku wants to get past him on the straight, but he cannot. He is missing out on a little bit. Jesus Christ, what is this game attack? F, X, L, E, Z, Z, L, E. How do you write it? Small E, big Z, small Z. Kuhaku wants to get past, but he cannot. For some reason. He needs to keep it clean, wait for his opportunity, and maybe at one chance he will go past. I mean, you can as well zip it in a knot, but I don't know if it's... I don't know if it's helping in this occasion. Might take the chance to go through the grid as well. Tornado and Outplayer are still battling. This still has more traditions than RB Leipzig. So we will continue watching Zero Kuhaku and Shishiman battling for P4. Now Kuhaku has the outside line. But Shishiman keeps it on the inside, and it shows that the Mercedes Evo isn't slow in the straights as well. The thing is, which is pretty impressive, it's a Porter Prentice closing in the Audi. And wow, what an exit out of this corner. Who had a big mistake and Porter Prentice gets past in the Audi. Very nice job indeed. Let's move over place, I think. Are there any battles going on? Nope. Saipol the Printer, Shishiman and Zero Kuhaku battling 4P4, 5 and 6. Well, the printer was in the pits, so I guess the next pit stops are happening right now. I think really needs to get rid of the traction control he's got, because I think he might be way more faster later on. Ooh, JZ Racer has got medium tires and has damage on the front of his car, so very unfortunate run for JCR Racing. So Shishi Man was in the pits as well, and is a little bit less than 2 seconds behind behind Porter Printer. Just checking if there's anything going on. No, we have another pit stop. JZ Racer went into the pits to repair his damage. Jesus, Zemets is really flying on his softs, or was flying 143.667. For the time being, which might be interesting,
Roy has to slow down here.
is the following.
Dennis is closing in, but
Maybe I can give you a little bit of,
for a move.
or can I? Ah, I know why it's not working.
Lap
Wait a second.
25, and Nushul is going to pit.
Up.
You can see the
There we go.
fuel is blinking red. There's not much left on the tires.
I think you can use that for a second
Very
while
similar
I make
situation
something
for
ready.
Johnny here with Bosworth. I would say it's slightly different. It looks like Bosworth can do one more lap. Tires have it in them, so I think he can extend. And here we see Comfy. Haven't mentioned him in a while, but he has closed down the gap to the guys in front. It's only 2 seconds. Those are going to pit this or next lap anyway, as Comfy is mowing some lawn there. So there's no disturbance. Basically clean air for Comfy. That's exactly what you hope for. Nushel in the pit lane. We have Johnny. No, that's 3 seconds. That has to be 3 seconds. He was over the line. But first we see Nushel. Got there with Johnny. And Nushel gets out. No more position loss as no one is near the start finish line. Bosworth is in the lead ahead of Confi. Here we have Johnny, he is underway again. Penalty is not shown so far. Yeah, but looks like it will happen when he exits the track. And Johnny, oh, that doesn't look good for him. One bit, he will lose positions. And if not, if he has a penalty, he will definitely lose position. No penalty. Excuse me? Okay. Don't understand why there isn't any penalty, but good for Johnny, I would say. He is under a lot of pressure now. PG is arriving quickly and he has the better momentum. Johnny has to cover the inside line. Send PG wide. PG has the heat in the tires and thinks better of it. Yeah, this is really one fight. You can't go 2x2 there. And now Johnny has to make the best of this situation here. Get close to Amnail and get that position off of him. He can't afford to get stuck in traffic. Otherwise this guy Bosworth is going to be ahead, especially if he is going to underfuel the car. So he's in the pit lane. Here we have Nushel. Here is Amnail and Johnny. So still far away from turn 1. Johnny has 65 liters. How much fuel goes into the Renault? Bit less, I'd say 55 to 60, and that should be enough to stay ahead now. Where's Johnny? Middle of the straight. It's going to be close. Eric's now accelerating. Johnny, turn 1. Now he can free accelerate. That's enough for Bosworth. Johnny is in 4th position. Has the momentum though. The gap is half a second and it's closing down. Johnny could make a move. He has to vary how much risk this is worth. He is on the outside. Oh, there's a long way he goes there. The Renault is still in front. Johnny's now nudging ahead, but this is not quite enough. They somehow managed to get through. Maybe there was a small amount of contact, but both drivers managed to get through at the end, and Johnny has to take that position back with a lot of risk and maybe a small touch. Bosworth already showing himself. Yeah, he has.
Okay, I am back, so let's go back to our race. What did we miss? What did we miss? We missed nothing. It depends. Paul the Printer in P4? Dude, you're driving. How are you able to write anything in the chat? That's not the way it works. But nonetheless, we have another damage. Bretta on the same place where he lost his car the first time. He lost it again. So this is unfortunate for him. And Shishiman in the Mercedes makes it stick. He is in P5. Had a long way to go. And is now back fighting for the rest he can. What happened to Kuhaku? To be honest, nothing really. He just finds his rhythm now again. He had a lot of traffic, a lot of fights, so I guess it's the experience that he is now gaining through all the battles. But there was no real damage, no real contact, or no real accident, which could result that he is currently in P6, but it's a pretty fair result, it's a pretty good one, so I will just wait until we see what happens next. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Wait, how many cars do we have on the grid in total? How many cars do we have? We have 24. Okay. For everyone interested, we have our livery of the race voting going on again, and Kuhaku manages to pass Shishiman. Meanwhile, for everyone interested, just go check out the link. Get the 3 votes in there because you can vote 3 different cars. You can vote up to 3 cars. The most favorite one. Decide on your own which one you like more, which one you don't. The teams that do not have a picture in it, you will sadly have to look out of the stream. The problem is that you're not going to see the Hammond Motorsport car because they retired and they did not upload a livery. Nevertheless, you can pick 3 liveries you like. I'll do it in the meantime as well. That one's really cool. Wait, which one do I also like a lot? That one. So I voted for the... I'm not gonna say what I voted for, but yes, you can vote for your favorite livery of the day, and choose your most favorite livery. Just gonna let everyone know in the Discord as well. People picking the RX Renault. Yeah, I think that it's gonna be the most voted one. I do think that it's gonna be the most voted one as well. Yeah, so we already have a lot of votes going in.
Confi's lead is 16 seconds, so Russell has brought that down quite a bit. Obviously, different strategies are in place, and with 43.8, Nushel is quite rapid. Johnny with a personal best, 44.1, doesn't have tied as well. And Bosworth still not getting close enough to Johnny. Those two have been like this since lap 2 or 3, not to separate other photo laps when they pit, of course. Really close together. So Confi's tires are quite done. Yeah, 1.1 seconds already slower. He's looking for that pit stop window that's opening after 2 more laps. And where will he come out? 15-28 seconds, so he could come out around here. Johnny, Bosworth, and this time he should be quicker right from the get-go, because the tire wear on those guys' cars will be quite high. Storchy has closed the gap to Peachy. Peachy has to pit anyways now. Storchy can go. Oh, he's quite wide. One more lap, but so can Peachy. So I'd say we watch this and enjoy this battle going on. Storchy is closing in. The Nissan should have a bit stronger top speed. Now braking into turn 1. Track limits, okay. And with a strong exit, Storchy almost could go side by side. He's literally pushing PG up the hill. Different line, get the momentum. He wants to go on the inside. PG leaves the door open, is not fighting this. Overly aggressive, but stays ahead. Storchy has to slot in behind once more. But oh no, the door closed. That could have never worked. But I think both drivers are going to pit this or next lap. So Storchy with a strange line here. It can be really important to get ahead or stay ahead, because that's the position you are coming out after the pit stop. Back straight here. It's quite short. Braking zone isn't the longest. Brake 150 meters. Well behind the 200, of course. So no, neither of them is going to pit. PG with a wide line. Now it has to be done. Storchy with a lot more momentum. He has the inside line. Now breaks himself, so PG gets the inside line. Somewhat side by side. No, Storchy's now ahead. He has done it. Bit clumsy, it felt like. But he is through.
So I'm back. I had a small emergency going on. But nevertheless, we are still in the race. And did we miss anything? I don't think so. I think we didn't miss anything. Bahamut still throwing fire around, so he is the mage of LES racing. By the way, let me just change to German real quick. Schau mal, Bahamut. Ich habe dich vor kurzem angeschrieben und gesagt, wir schauen, dass du zu LES Racing kommst. Was machst du heute? Du fährst für LES Racing. Siehste? Hab ich dir gesagt. Das wird gut. Oh Gott, der musste raus. Nee, aber läuft er bislang. Macht bislang ein ganz gutes Debüt, wie ich finde. Also, sei bin ich ganz ehrlich, ich habe Schlimmeres gesehen. Soll jetzt nicht heißen, dass es scheiße ist oder so. Nein, ich bin froh. Ihr kommt gut rein, ihr seid direkt drin. Ihr fahrt da nicht irgendwie um die goldene Ananas oder so, sondern ihr habt Zweikämpfe vorne, mittig, hinten. Seid überall dabei. Integriert euch gut in den Server mit rein. Also, bei Fragen fragt ihr was. Von daher, ja. Der NSX kann was. Das sehe ich auch so. Danny, erstes Rennen offiziell für sein neues Team, für Team DON. Vorher ja für die ARC gefahren, im 24-Stunden-Rennen von Le Mans im Hypercar. Danny hat das Spiel, glaube ich, gar nicht so lange. Relativ neu im Spiel und muss bislang sagen, er fährt echt gut. Also ich glaube, wenn DON so weitermacht mit ihren Fahrerentwicklungen, läuft es, weil hier ist zum Beispiel das beste Beispiel, Kuhaku anfangs irgendwo um nirgendwo gefahren und mittlerweile fährt er hier um Platz 4. Macht da wirklich solide Sprünge und Danny ist da der Nächste, den ich reinwerfen kann. Eukalyptus und P0, die ja auch fahren, du Schroeder selber, ist auch gut dabei. Plexus, ja, Plexus ist Plexus. Nee, aber ohne Scheiß, was bei Donner abgeht, gefällt mir. Es dauert zwar seine Zeit, aber sie fahren auch sehr wenig Rennen, aber dafür sind die Sprünge zwischen den Rennen auch riesig. Von daher mein Respekt. Na gut. Let's change back to English, I think. Just focusing on the race. Tornado goes in the pits again. Let us have a quick update. Semitz in P1 will go into the pits in, let's say, roundabout 4 Laps. Was das heißen soll ist, Plexus, du bist ein Macher. Man braucht dich nicht nochmal herausheben, weil du bist ein Macher. Das hat man doch schon in Le Mans gesehen. Semitz in P1 leading this race. Dista in P2. Eddie on a different strategy, 33 seconds behind. It's gonna be interesting where he comes out. Nein, du wirst nicht gefrontet, Plexus, alles gut. Und wenn schon, dann ist es Salz. Nee. This time P2, Eddie in P3, the only one who does the 2-stop. And it seems like that if Zemitz enters the pits, he's going to catch Eddie at the end of the race. So I don't know which strategy is the faster one, if it's the 3-stop or the 2-stop. We'll see. Sind gerade dabei. Also Essen wird gerade bestellt. Schön. Es sind wieder Burger. Also mal gucken, wie es diesmal wird. Nee. Aber Bahamut, ich sag dir ganz ehrlich, wenn ihr weiter mitfahrt, vor allem das nächste Rennen ist ja für euch dann eine 24er in Nürburgring, die Nordschleife. Da könnt ihr richtig für schwitzen. Und ich meine, du bist ja jetzt auch fest bei LES Racing, glaube ich. Zumindest habe ich das so wahrgenommen. Ich würde mich mit den Leuten vorbereiten, eine richtig geile Livery machen, ein Auto auswählen und dann wirklich ab ins Event rein und einfach vorbereiten, weil Nordschleife ist echt eine der schwierigsten Strecken. Von daher, das wird schon. Und da drücke ich euch ganz doll die Daumen. No, not going to be worse, I think. So we currently have no battles on track going on, and literally no one, or nearly no one, did the vote afterwards as well. So I just hope you people Guck mal, Bahamut, dann bist du jetzt einer, der Stamm fährt. Hab ich jetzt so entschieden. Guck mal, du bist für Erko super eingesprungen, du hast ein super Ergebnis gemacht, also ich würde mir da gar keine Sorgen machen. Würde ich mir echt nicht. Also du bist jetzt bei denen einfach fester Fahrer. Ende. Ohne Diskussion. Siehst du? Danny laps our player, which is very interesting. Are there any battles? Yes, we have Zero Kuhak, who was in the pits, against Shishiman, who was in the pits earlier. Both of them are going to finish their stints on the tires they currently have. And I just heard that we have problems in the second lobby. Nushel has got damage. Leading the race. This is very important for the DLL team of the Genesis. By the way, if anyone from you wants to watch or no longer watch the race, you want to race in it, simply, we have a Discord link down below, or you can just trigger the command with, wait, what was it called? No question mark with, okay, just simply type in this command. You can find a Discord, join on it, and register either your team, or if you have no team, you can register as a wildcard driver. And on our GT Tinder, you will, or you can join a team. And once this is done, you'll find yourself a team and can prepare with them together for the races we have. The next race is a 10-hour WEC race, our multi-class series. We will be driving with the Toyota GR10010 around Road Atlanta, together with specific GT3s, homemade BOP setups are also allowed. Very interesting race, I think. As I said, you will drive 10 hours with driver changes, like we do today. The event is going to be on the 12th August, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, on the 12th August. On the 5th we will have our qualifying, so in 3 weeks we will have the qualifying, and in 4 weeks we will have the next race. And after this we will have our next 24-hour race at the Nordschleife Nürburgring, which is going to be very interesting as well. And in case you want to join, just join the Discord and make yourself feel amazing. Let me just introduce all the new drivers that joined Discord. So. Ja, ich habe den letzten Split gestreamt. Aber du warst in Lobby 2, das heißt Confi hatte das auf YouTube gemacht. Heißt, ich habe euer Teamwork leider nicht gesehen. Von daher nimm's mir nicht übel. Aber du warst in dem Fall nicht erste Klasse. Okay, jetzt. Das war jetzt. Das war jetzt ein Salz, aber nee. Alles gut. Also. Danny will have to go into the pits this or the next lap because his tires are done. Shishiman is behind him, and for Kuhaku this is very good because he can pull away. Danny now goes into the pits. Shishiman has to take the wider line through the last corner, and Kuha now has 2.5 seconds, or is 2.5 seconds ahead. Ich habe es dann 1 und 2 gestreamt, falls irgendwie noch Fragen sind von der Race-Orga. Das halte ich für ein Gerücht. Oder hast du die selber gestreamt, also deine Perspektive? Weil wenn ja, dann kannst du die immer reinhauen. In irgendeinen Discord-Channel. Lass mich mal kurz gucken, wo du es reinhauen könntest. Ja, eigentlich überall. Also das macht eigentlich keinen Unterschied, du kannst es eigentlich überall hinhauen. Vielleicht bei Adboard oder so. Aber das dürfte kein Problem sein. So. Interesting thing for the next or a little less than 17 minutes will be the fight for P1. Is Zemitz going to be able to catch Eddie within the next 16 minutes? A little bit less than 5 seconds. Is Eddie ahead of him? He has fresher tires. Eddie needs to keep it clean until the end, but Zemitz is flying around this track. And the question is, will Eddie make it or will Zemitz catch him before? Kuhaku already 4 seconds ahead of Shishiman, so he is pulling away. Danny against Bretta. Look, both of them were in the pits. So let us stay here for a second. And by any chance, just remind me that Zemitz is catching Eddie, and we should take a look as well at them. Aber, Bahamut mal so nebenbei, nur weil du das Gefühl hast, dass die anderen besser sind, heißt es ja nicht, dass du ja nicht fahren darfst. Ich meine, das Prinzip gilt ja nicht, dass der Schnellere fährt. Guck, Bretter fährt dem da hinten fast auf. Oder ist dem sogar hinten aufgefahren und kommt da nicht vorbei. Du und Q Dream Team, ich sag's. Macht weiter so. Macht weiter so. Und auch wenn ihr mal ein schlechtes Ergebnis einfahrt, ist mir egal, macht weiter so. Macht einfach weiter so, gefällt mir sehr, was ihr macht. Okay, Zemitz 4 seconds behind Eddie. So he caught 1 second in this lap. Let's see, is he going to be able to beat his fastest lap time? Or will he... 143.777. Wenn wir ungefähr gleich performen. Na, wart's ab. Das will ich mal bei Road Atlanta und Nürburgring auch sehen, also an der Nordschleife, ob das genauso funktioniert. Das will ich sehen. Hey. Bretta in the slipstream of Danny into the chicane. Bretta leaves the space and does not go up the inside. Guck mal, Bahamut, dann musst du jetzt in jeden Chat reingehen und LES Racing reinspammen. Go, LES, go, Bretta, go, Storchi oder, wer fährt denn noch den Nissan? Storchi oder Ketty, irgendwelche musst du jetzt anfeuern. Ne, aber es freut mich, dass du so hinter dem Team stehst. Vor allem, Jakos GT-Community fing ja damit an, dass er richtig neu im Game war. Und, ich war einer mit der ersten, die da reingekommen sind. Hab Erko mit in die Serie reingenommen, mit aufgeholfen, dass das LES Racing gegründet wird. Bisschen die Sachen erklärt gehabt und war ja vorher immer so der Ansprechpartner für alles. Und mittlerweile freut es mich, wo ihr auch langsam hinkommt. Erstes Rennen, direkt 2 Autos. Erko hat auch schon Rennen mitgemacht. Indirekt habt ihr ja noch ein anderes Team rangeholt. Das war ja Unicorns of Love, aber die sind ja nicht mitgefahren. Werden sie jetzt eigentlich. Von daher... prinzipiell die Möglichkeit ist da und ich meine, ihr kommt ja auch gut zurecht, von daher freut es mich, wo es hingeht. Und ihr macht ja mittlerweile auch LES-Accounts, also es ist ein richtiges Rennteam, was ihr da habt. Und tut mir bitte bloß einen Gefallen, bleibt bodenständig und haltet durch. So, Zemet's fastest lap, 1:43.636. Is it the fastest lap in general? Or did he make one lap that was faster? With a 1:43.62 something. I don't really know, I can't say. But Zemetz is catching Eddie. And the question is if his tires are going to last to the end, or if Eddie makes it stick to the end and stays ahead. Very, very interesting race to the end. Let's see. Eddie in P1, Zemetz in P2, Dista in P3. JCR Racing with a Renault in P3, also very solid race for them so far. 33 seconds behind the Genesis, or behind 35 seconds even behind Eddie, but 21 seconds ahead of Paul de Prenta in the Audi, who has made a sensational comeback in my opinion, especially if you compare it to the beginning where he had a lot of issues, and I think he also had damage now. Changed the car to the medium tires and now is performing solid as well. Kuhaku, a little bit less than 6 seconds behind Paul de Prenta, so this might be interesting as well if Kuhaku will catch Paul de Prenta to the end of the race. He has got 11 minutes to catch the 5 seconds he has got left to Paul de Prenta. 7 seconds behind him is Shishiman and Mercedes, as again, very solid performance from him. GT Ike, I would say this guy is consistent pure because always driving always joining. I do like the team of them, with Kenstümich, with Jailbird, with Kickmac. Very, very nice team, and I always enjoy seeing them on track. Bretta having his debut as well for Lost in Space Racing, currently in P8. Had some mistakes, but all in all I think a solid performance as well. Danny 6 seconds behind Bretta 34 seconds ahead of Tornado in the Honda NSX. I think he got the best out of his car, and I think if Danny keeps this development that he has, Team Dio and will have a lot of fun with him. Tornado in the 4GT, always a pleasure to see not only Wertmann Motorsport compete in this series, but also see the 4GT as a car. And our player in P11 with his Chevrolet Corvette, getting the best out of his car again, I think. And so we go to the front. Zemetz catched Eddie. But the one thing is if you catch a car, and the other thing is if you overtake a car, and Zemetz is completely on the limit, as well as Eddie. And now on the start-finish straight, Zemetz is completely in the rear of him. Will he wait for the next straight? Oh no, he won't. Or will he? Yes, he will. He pulls out of the dive bomb. Eddie now got a little bit better exit out of turn 1 because Zemetz had to reposition his car, but with the slipstream I think that Zemetz will make the move stick into the chicane, but he needs to be ahead of Eddie before they reach the chicane, which he is not. So Zemetz stays behind him, but he has got 9 minutes left to somehow go past Zemetz. Yes, I will. I will drive the next stint. Verfahrvermögen. Ach, die haben euch das verboten? Wow. Ooh, Zemetz catches the car after having a heavy... Oh, I'm just shocked that this maneuver went well. Goes up the inside, wants to be aggressive, wants to keep P1, and makes the move stick. So Zemetz catched Eddie and is now ahead of him. It's going to be interesting to see if Zemetz can even pull away. Because... okay, Eddie's tires are more worn than Zemetz's tires are. Let's see and wait. Let's see and wait. The next battle is Q against Paul the Pranter for P4, and Paul has got the medium tires on, but has... Yeah, let's don't talk about it. Let's enjoy the stream and race. But honestly, Bahamut, I'm very happy that you're here. Honestly, I really enjoyed. 2.5 seconds. Paul the Pranter has... or is losing space to Zero Kuhaku, who is catching him. And Zemets already has got 1 second gap to Eddie. So it seems like the 3-stop is a little bit better. It seems like the 3-stop is a little bit better. Interesting. Interesting, because I thought that the 2-stop will be the better strategy all in all. But now we just wait and see. Now, 7 minutes left. Kuhaku has the chance to go up up to P4. Now we just wait. You just sit there and wait, sunshine. Does anyone remember that we have got sound alerts that you can play? Want me to test one? No problema. No problema. Give me this one. I think that is good. I am stupid. I am stupid. Yeah, that one we have as well.
I am stupid.
2 seconds left for Ku, who is catching. But the thing is, if the tires are going to die at the end, or if they won't die. Limits now is 2 seconds to Eddie. And we have 5 minutes left. 1.9 seconds for the Printer and Ku. Now, if Paul keeps it this way, he might be lucky and stays ahead. Because if you look at the tire wear that Kuhaku has, ew. This might be the changing point of the medium, that the softs cannot go any longer. I think that Ku might close in after the mistake that Paul the Printer had. It now really depends on the tire wear that both cars have. If the medium tire is going to hold as long as it is now, or if Ku tires give up earlier. He didn't gain a penalty after going out track limits, which is very interesting and very lucky for Ku, to be honest. But we will see. Zemets now 3 seconds ahead of Eddie. I just thought he threw it away. 36 seconds ahead of this guy is Eddie. Older Printer a little bit less than 28 seconds behind. Kuhaku 1 second. Shishiman 11 seconds behind. 8 seconds behind is GT Ike. Little bit less than 15 seconds is Beretta. 12 seconds behind him is Denny. 53.5 seconds behind is Tornado. And P11 is our player with a little bit less than 43 seconds to Tornado. So Paul Brenda against Zero Kuhaku in the last 2 laps. I would say we will stay on this and wait until the end. I do believe that it's too late to say as well. I mean, they could still win, but the chances for it are very, very small. I don't think that Elias is going to win. Because a lot has to happen. And all the teams in front need disconnects or need to wait a couple of time that you need to gain ahead of them. I mean, it's possible, but it's gonna be very, 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 very hard. Well, who catched him? But closing in and overtaking is, as I said, a complete different thing. Let's wait and see. So, both of them are not going to have another lap. This is the last lap for both of them. Okay, who's in front of them? Who can do it? Let's see, his tire wear is completely done. So I think that Paul de Pranter might be lucky and brings P4 in for Veltman Motorsports. Who completely takes it to the limit. Small mistake through the chicane. Yeah, he completely pushes the car to its maximum and it's now overdriving. He's now losing a lot of tense because you can see the front left tire is completely gone. So I don't think that there will be an overtake. Zemitz, 4.5 seconds ahead of Eddie, will win this stint unless he makes a mistake. Eddie has a half a second penalty. Dista now comes over the line to start his last lap as well. And I think that Paul de Pranter will be the first one who receives the checkered flag. Or am I wrong? Let's see. No, I think Tornado is going to be the first one who receives the checkered flag. Yes, he will. No, he won't. Paul de Pranter is the one. Okay, wow, that's cool. That is cool. Veltman Motorsports goes over the line together. Paul de Pranter in P4 with 1 minute and 9 seconds behind the first one. The Tornado 2 minutes and 54 seconds behind P1. Yeah, Plexus, you say it, front left is dead, front right is happy. Zemitz wins his second stint of today's race. Congratulations to him. Very solid performance. Eddie, 6.469 seconds behind Zemitz. Also very solid performance by Eddie. Paul de Pranter, 1 minute and 9 seconds. Kuhaku 1 minute and 11 seconds. Shishiman 1 minute 25. GT Ike in 7 1 minute 29. Bretta 1 minute 43. Denny 1 minute 56. The Tornado 2 minutes 54. Our player 3 minutes 39. And Dista finishes as the last one with 40 seconds, .207 behind the leader. Get your gaps in. Do not forget to save the replay in case anything happens. I will end the stream now. because I will have to race another time. There's the fastest lap from Zemetz again, 1:43.636. Yes, as I said, get in the replay, save it. GG to this stint, and in less than 22 minutes the last stint starts, and Sampa is going to lead you now from here on through the last stint. So yeah, enjoy the stream. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, see you then.